When we first came up with the idea of doing a festival here in St. Bart's, we had basically an idea that we wanted to do something that related to the island, that related to the Caribbean. You know, there are any number of kinds of festivals, and many festivals have themes. And when we were looking at what kinds of films we wanted to show here, we really felt that there was a space for a festival on this island that had no history of film, to see films that related to the Caribbean, that related to people's lives, that related to people's culture.
He said, oh, wouldn't it be great? Why don't we do a festival in St. Bart's like the festival in Avignon? And I said, look, you know, you have to be out of your mind. There's no movie theater there. I said, there isn't even a high school, there isn't even a college. Who on earth is even going to go to the movies? So Josh said, well, you know, they must show movies someplace. Because one of our goals was really to keep it small and to have a manageable group of people, which has never really gotten more than, this year I think it's probably up to 20, but that sort of moves together as a sort of, you know, a movable feast, as it were, and to try and keep everybody together for that sort of personal contact, that real way that everybody who comes here knows everybody else when they left. You speak French? No. So she speaks French and Spanish. I speak English and French, you speak English and Spanish, so between the three of us we can probably get something across. Okay. Okay?
Well, first of all, it's a cultural event, and it makes us become more aware that other islands are there, and we get involved in a different way, in a fun way, because it's a movie we're looking at.
What's strange about the venue? A tennis court, big white wall? No, nothing really. I thought it was excellent. One of the things that I noticed about the venue was how the people participated. And it was odd to see people pick up their chairs and at the end of the night put their chairs away, and then everyone grab a broom and sweep and clean. Never seen anything like it.
I met and was enthralled by all the people who I came across. The idea of doing something the way it's done, almost the way you imagine that movie showing was first started, the place where the movies are being shown. I was really, really impressed by that. It's against a white wall, which is basically what filmmaking was about. You make a film and then you show it against a white surface. The more you show those films, the more people are stimulated in saying, let me make some film that can go to a place like this.
And it's also an amazing festival because it's not a common festival. It's great to have your movie screened in this roofless theater. And you see the roof is the starry sky. She's so beautiful here. It's so small that it's also very familiar in a way, you know. You know everyone, which is good, and you feel like at home somehow.
I think it's a very like tender and how do you say, home, cozy experience to watch the movie on this outside theater and see the people caring about going and see movies from all over the world or from the Caribbean. And I think it's a very relaxing experience.
It's a way of putting things together, you know, of linking St. Bart's, the island, the culture here with the culture around. And I think that's very important. I mean, this is a small town, 7,000 people only, but it's good to have that feedback. I mean, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have that kind of feedback.
There are certain films that don't come. There are certain films that you don't get to see unless you go someplace else. So I think this film festival gives the opportunity of seeing those films.
I think it's very positive for the island, and I think it's very positive for us, the filmmakers, and for you, the organizers. Well, basically out of nothing, you carry on this beautiful festival.